Welcome to the INFOWARS Nightly News. It is Friday, June 1st, 2012. I'm Darren McBreen, and here's a quick look at what we have lined up for you this evening.
Tonight on the INFOWARS Nightly News, the protest rages on as Bilderberg 2012 attendees roll in. Bilderberg investigator Jim Tucker exposes the plot to assassinate Ron Paul. Plus, the Daily Caller gets owned by Alex Jones. Then, the dinosaur media nears extinction by a meteoric new media based in delivering non-corporatized truth. All that and more on the INFOWARS Nightly News.
All that and more coming up during the next 30 minutes or so. But first, let's jump right into our top headlines, as we have a report from longtime Bilderberg investigator Jim Tucker as he shares some shocking information with Alex Jones about an exchange that took place after Bilderberg attendees arrived yesterday morning. They're basically driving through crowds of hundreds of Ron Paul supporters, and Bilderberg members were overheard actually discussing the assassination of Ron Paul, if you can believe that. Here's Jim Tucker.
Jim Tucker, your source gave you some amazing information concerning Ron Paul and his supporters directly from the Bilderberg group in the lobby shooting their mouths off. What did they say?
They said some very harsh things, obviously, about Ron Paul because he's our leading patriot in Congress who stopped the Law of the Sea Treaty ratification, which is dear to their bloody hearts. So, the harshest comment made was by a guy who said he'd like to get Ron Paul and all of his supporters on one airplane with a Muslim suicide pilot and take them down. That was the harshest comment made, but there were a lot of mean-spirited comments made as the Bilderberg boys gathered in the lobby of the hotel.
So they're very upset about just the liberty movement in general.
Yes, they are. They're outraged, they're angry, and they're very depressed about the whole liberty. They're very upset with all these patriotic Americans resisting their program, and the fact that the Americans are so successful at it because the program planned by Bilderberg has been set back for years, and every year it gets worse, and every year they get more depressed, and every year they get more outraged. So we're winning, they're losing.
AmericanFreePress.net, you got big reports coming out there. Jim, we're going to debrief each other tonight. Sorry I didn't get over here last night. There were arrests and stuff, and I had to stay up there till 9:30 or past, and then had a bunch of other equipment crises. Had to go find a Walmart and find some equipment. Any other tidbits that your sources are giving you from inside? Are they more distraught than last year?
They get more distraught every year.
All right, Jim Tucker, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And this is not the first time that Bilderberg members have threatened Ron Paul. As you may recall, it was back in 2007 that it was revealed to us that U.S. intelligence was considering assassinating him to derail the Ron Paul revolution. And as you know, they are more than capable of, doing assassinations. And so we must all please pray for Ron Paul and his safety. All right, I understand we have something that just came in from the Intel Hub. We have video of Kissinger arriving at Bilderberg. Let's take a look. Now, we're going to take a look at another video from Chantilly, Virginia. Yesterday, a reporter from the Daily Caller, well, he tried to embarrass Alex Jones, but the ambush, well, it sort of backfired. Let's take a look.
What do you guys with, like, Democrat comedy media?
The Daily Caller. How much have you made off trying to stir up people's emotions and these type of things?
Well, not as much as the bomb makers and globalists that are in here, the trillions they've stolen of taxpayer money.
If they're so powerful, why would they allow you to protest outside?
Guys, I'm here hanging out with folks. You haven't even told me who you are.
Jamie Weinstein, Daily Caller.
Well, I'll just tell you. Oh, the fake libertarian group that's always trying.
I just asked a question.
Hey, I thought Tucker Carlson said the Bilderberg group and all this didn't exist.
So basically, this guy resorted to tabloid journalism. He tried to ambush Alex Jones, tried to embarrass him, and it backfired. And, you know, he failed miserably, but not only that, he failed to ask the real questions. And this is why INFOWARS is out there basically doing the mainstream media's job for them by trying to expose the global mafia that is Bilderberg 2012. Meanwhile, Luke Rudkowski, well, from We Are Change, he confronted another corporate media mouthpiece. This time it was Lawrence O'Donnell, and he gets schooled by Luke about Bilderberg, and you gotta love it. Let's watch.
Would you mind if I could ask you a question? It's just a very simple one. One thing that always perplexes me is there never a discussion about secret societies like the Bohemian Grove and Bilderberg Group and the role they play in our media and our politics. Have you ever heard of Bohemian Grove or Bilderberg Group, or do you think there's a secret society out there?
No, I don't think any of them matter in any way.
I mean, Newt Gingrich belongs to one of them, the Bohemian Grove, and I asked him about it, and he was very adamant about not saying anything.
Everybody knows everything about Bohemian Grove. It's a odd group of naked men, and it means nothing.
Then we have the Bilderberg Group that openly said that they chose John Edwards.
I have no idea what that is.
If I could just tell you, it's a meeting of the most influential people in the world.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I have no idea what it is, so it's not.
A lot of the top executives in the mainstream media attend this meeting. We're talking about the heads of media. It's in secret locations every year. This year it was in Switzerland.
People are lying to you.
I attended the meeting in Switzerland and covered it.
You didn't see a single media person going to a secret.
He was in there. Madonna Albright was in there. What's it called? Many journalists have attended. The New York Times editor has been to the secret society meeting.
What is secret about it?
The mainstream media doesn't report on it and hasn't reported on it. People don't talk about it, and every time I go up to one of these representatives, like Ben Bernanke, like Madonna Albright, and I ask them what has happened, Rick Perry.
Someone who knows something about it. I don't know anything about it.
I mean, you're in the media. I'm just trying to have a dialogue with you about.
The world is simpler. I believe the world is simpler than you think. And the things that you don't like in the world are usually explained by stupidity. Evil explains next to nothing in the world. It used to explain a lot. It used to explain most of the world. But as we've evolved, evil explains less and stupidity explains more. But we are not smart enough as a society or as an elite to come up with the kinds of conspiracies that can work.
I'm not even saying
conspiracies are very, very hard to make work.
I never even mentioned a conspiracy.
Well, secret societies sound to me like conspiracies.
It's elites meeting together to consolidate power, and this is where...
Well, it's working. Yeah. It's working because I don't know about any secret society, so it must be working. Never heard of any small... Oh, Skull and... It's a f***ing college group. Jesus. I mean... You know,
with the most powerful people in the world, 15 members each year.
Oh, stop it.
Do you think frat boys don't keep in contact after college?
What?
You don't think frat boys keep in contact after college?
I think if you think that college graduates keep in contact with each other is evil or is some kind of conspiracy, you're misunderstanding the universe.
Well, we never said evil, but it's a consolidation of power when these secret entities between the military, the banking, the corporations, the government, the military meet in secret once a year without a mention from the American mainstream media, which you represent. And if you say I wasn't at the Bilderberg meeting, you could see the videos. We have Ben Bernanke driving in, hiding his face, David Rockefeller, the Queen Beatrix, many of these ruling elites do meet, and throughout history there always has been a small class trying to consolidate power and wealth for themselves. You cannot say that's not true throughout history. And now to deny it, I don't think it's true. And I'm not saying there's a worldwide conspiracy. I'm saying there should be more dialogue and conversation about the issue, and there hasn't been. And that's all I'm trying to point out to you and trying to have that dialogue with you, because I think it's very important.
Okay.
All right, nice talking to you.
We had our dialogue.
We disagree, but we could at least respect our opinion.
No, you know things I know nothing about. I can't disagree with you because you know secrets. What?
Are you curious to go look into the things he's brought up? Why not?
No. I'm way too lazy to do that.
That's right. There's your typical mainstream media talking head, either too lazy, too stupid to go and research this stuff for himself. No real investigative journalism there. And, you know, maybe it's because he's afraid. He probably knows that he'll lose his job if he dares challenge the establishment. And it's no wonder why the mainstream media is losing all credibility. Meanwhile, independent media, like INFOWARS, is surging in popularity. Okay, I understand we have a report from our very own John Bound. This is good timing. This is a report about the dying dinosaur media.
The Independent is reporting that CNN lost 50% of its audience over the last 12 months. Fox News and MSNBC now overwhelm CNN in almost every time slot. Fox News is losing 10% annually, and MSNBC is nosediving by 20%. In the incredibly important 25 to 54-year-old demographic, CNN's Piers Morgan averages 39,000 viewers, while Aaron Burnett brings in just 46,000 viewers. Anderson Cooper lost a quarter of his viewers, as half of Wolf Blitzer's viewers have looked elsewhere. Isn't it interesting that an alternative media source like INFOWARS.com, by simply offering the truth, has 4 times the presence than a failing corporate lie factory such as MSNBC.com, according to Alexa.com. In the words of Frederick Douglass, at a time like this, scorching irony, not convincing argument, is needed. John Bound, INFOWARS Nightly News.
Well, that was well said.